What's up, Warriors fans, and welcome back to Warriors Latest. As always, I am your host, Max Arizin. Big thanks to all you guys for tuning in, liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell, as I do post new Warriors videos daily, and it does help the channel continue to grow as the season moves along. And also a huge thank you to Underdog for sponsoring today's video. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, Underdog is a skills-based app where you could choose your favorite player to go either higher or lower on stats like points, steals, rebounds, and more. And should you get your picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Now, if you download the app today using this QR code as well as promo code BasketballFan, you could score up to $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Now, for me personally, I've had a lot of fun on Underdog, specifically doing my research on specific matchups, looking at the hot and cold streaks of different players, and then choosing to go either higher or lower on their points total, usually with Kristaps Porzingis, Pajemski, and Guy Santos, and then lower on their rebounding and assist total, specifically with Pajemski and his rebounding and assist total. Now, on top of that, the one thing I do love about Underdog most of all is the fact that it only sends you the most important push notifications from the four major sports leagues before you get them from wherever you get your daily sports news. And I specifically noticed this during NFL free agency as well as the NBA trade deadline, where I would get trade updates directly from Underdog, and then 10 minutes later, I get them as an announcement via Shams or via ESPN. And it was just an amazing thought that an app like Underdog would beat the experts to the punch. So again, download the app today using this QR code as well as promo code BasketballFan to score those $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5 and join in the fun with me. Now, in terms of fun, you know what? We're about to have a lot of fun because Steph is finally coming back versus the Rockets. And to be honest, it's been a struggle and it's been a long, long fight for this Warriors team since the end of January when Steph went down. And it's just, I'm not going to lie, it hasn't been easy to watch because, you know what? This team without Steph, they claw and they fight, but Steph is their motor. And without their motor, they're just sort of a aimless boat that goes with the tides. And that's what I've seen with this Warriors team since the beginning of February. And yes, they did get Kristaps Porzingis, but again, just looking at these last few games, without Steph, they have no firepower. Yes, they do have like alternative weapons, but no pure firepower in the way that Steph plays. So seeing him come back this Sunday versus the Rockets, it's going to be exciting because I know he wants to play hard and I know he's going to come back with a vengeance. And hopefully that vengeance going into the last 5 games, 2 of which are going to be against a lottery team in the Kings, just helps the Warriors continue to build up, and maybe we do get that final winner-take-all game against the Clippers in Los Angeles at the Intuit Dome. So I'm excited to see that, but I'm really excited to see what else can happen. But with Steph coming back, the other big thing that has been talked about is the potential lineup for next year. And I read through Twitter. I saw all these things. It's like, this is the potential lineup that we're going to see from the Warriors. How crazy is this? It's going to be Steph at the 1, Jimmy Butler at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Draymond at the 4, and Kristaps at the 5. And yes, that is a good lineup, and I do like it. There's going to be a lot of chemistry there, but we also have to remember, and this is the frustrating thing, Jimmy isn't coming back anytime soon. We still have to wait for Moses Moody to come back at December 1st, at the very earliest. Now, Jimmy Butler, it could go either way. He's a fighter. He's a dog. Let's put it that way. He is a dog who's a fighter. He will come back and fight to the bitter end, and he might even come back early from this injury, depending on how well it heals, how he ramps up his training, and how he feels that it's going. The recovery process is going along. He saw how mentally it affected Derrick Rose when he tore his ACL all those years ago. I believe it was 2012, and how the recovery process really affected him. And I know he's not going to let that mental instability affect him because of it. His mental toughness is like an iron curtain. No thoughts of anxiety or inability is ever going to get over that iron curtain. So I have no problem thinking about that because he's just going to be that guy who you know what, or he's not going to let just small little things mentally overcome him. He's going to overcome those things without an issue. But looking at this full lineup, it is a good lineup. When healthy, being the operative words. But Steph at the 1, Jimmy at the 2, LeBron at the 3, Draymond at the 4, and then Porzingis at the 5. That does look good, but who else do you have? We got to see who else is going to be at the bench, because those guys can't play 48 minutes a game for 82 straight games. Let's be honest here. Those are great players, but they're at the end of their career, and they're banana boating it like hardcore. All those guys will become free agents at the end of next season, with the exception of Porzingis. So, you know what? I'm not totally confident. And with a lot of these younger teams, like the Rockets, like potentially the Mavericks, depending on how good they get in this offseason, like the Nuggets, like the Lakers as they continue to get younger, building around Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. Who else? Like the Suns, as they get better. And is this going to be enough? Or even against OKC or the San Antonio Spurs, who, after these last few games, it is undeniable proof that they have arrived. And you know what? Is this going to be enough to get over that hump? Maybe. We will see, but we have to look at how they play together first, how Jimmy Butler comes together with returning from his injury, and how they just sort of mesh in terms of chemistry, spreading the ball out, and who is the primary scorer. Now, we did see LeBron and Steph play together very well in Paris, and I'm not gonna lie, it was very enjoyable basketball to watch. It was like a back and forth where nobody really needed to shoot, but everybody could shoot. And I think that chemistry between LeBron and Steph is going to play a major role, and the chemistry between LeBron and Draymond Green is going to be a big plus as well. So I'm excited to see that, but you know what? First things first, LeBron has to sign with the Warriors, and outside of Cleveland, the Warriors are the second option. And you know what? Who's he going to sign with? This might be a final lap for LeBron. Maybe, maybe not. But I think he will sign with the Warriors over Cleveland, even though Cleveland is his hometown. They're trying to do different things, and they're trying to move on from the LeBron era, and just rehashing that is probably not in their best interest when it comes to just taking next step, going from LeBron's team to Donovan Mitchell's team. And who knows what they're going to do with James Harden in the offseason. So they've got a lot of other questions they have to ask before they can address before they go and address a potential LeBron reunion. Whereas the Warriors, they're ready to go from the get-go. They want to get this deal done. They want to bring him on. They know what they're trying to do. They're going full banana boat, and they're just chasing one last championship for LeBron, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, as well as his first one for Jimmy Butler. Now, fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite player will go either higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. This weekend on Underdog, I'm looking at the Warriors-Rockets game and specifically selecting Kevin Durant to go higher than his usual 26.5 points, as well as Kristaps Porzingis to go higher than his usual 16.5 points. Download the app today and use promo code BASKETBALLFAN to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that's promo code BASKETBALLFAN. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Now, since we're talking about the return of Steph, let's talk about his higher and lowers when it comes to his return. Because you know what? It's a craps table when it comes to Steph coming back this Sunday versus the Rockets. He could either have a really great game and just stamp it, say, I'm back, or it could just be a very minimal game where they just completely stranglehold him, which the Rockets have done before because they have such length and they can double team him to really lock him down, with Amen Thompson just completely just suffocating him. And we saw that last year in the playoffs in the first round when they put Amen on him, and it was really tough for him to get a shot. But you got to remember, this time he does have Kristaps Porzingis to be that guy in the corner who he could dish it out to for an easy three. Now, when it comes to his points, he was on a hot streak, well, a bit of a hot streak, before he left for the last 2 months, scoring 23 against Detroit, 27 against Utah, another 26 against Minnesota, going off against Dallas for 38, and then a little 16 versus Toronto. So for his projections, I would definitely see it around 25 and a half. And if they give you 25 and a half projections, I got to say you got to go higher when it comes to those projections. Now, when it comes to his rebounding total, I'm a little skeptical because I'm not sure what we're going to get when it comes to his rebounds. Sometimes he's rebounding the ball well, other times he's really not. And looking at his past games leading up to his injury, you know what? He wasn't really the best rebounder. Grabbing a single rebound against Detroit and Utah, 2 against Minnesota, and then 4 against Dallas, and then another 3 against Toronto. So I honestly see these projections being maybe 3.5 to 2.5. Now, if it's 2.5, I'm definitely going to say you have to go higher with that because you know what? Steph is going to grab more than 2.5 rebounds. I can assure you that. But if they go with 3.5 or 4.5, you definitely have to go lower because Steph is going to be the primary scorer and he's going to be a shooter. And if he's shooting, he's not going to be close to the basket grabbing those rebounds. And I could definitely see Porzingis grabbing more rebounds over him or even Quentin Post or Al Horford. So depending on where the projections are, if it's 4.5, go lower. If it's 2.5, go higher. But when it comes to his assist total, that's a little interesting because when you think about it, Steph's going to be a primary scorer versus the Rockets. He's just going to be going off, taking his shots. Those shots are going to go in, and you don't really think of him passing the ball. But because of who he is playing in this Rockets matchup, I anticipate there to be a few more passes than there usually are. So I'm going to say, based off its projections, I would say they give him 4.5 in terms of projections. I'm going to say you're going to have to go higher when it comes to his assist total because he does have other options when he is double teamed, when he is suffocated. And because of those double teams, he's going to do a quick dish out to, say, Kristaps Porzingis or, say, maybe Will Richard or even Guy Santos or Pajemski or Gary Payton II, and they're going to get that easy bucket. So you definitely have to go higher there. And it's going to be exciting to see how he responds coming back from the injury, as well as immediate double teams and maybe even triple teams when he's trying to get his shot. Now, that's all we have today when it comes to our projections for Underdog. As always, don't forget to download the app today using this QR code, as well as the promo code BasketballFan to score those $75 in bonus entries on your first $5 entry and join in the fun with me.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
Now, one of the things that I noticed these last 2 games is the fact that, you know what, especially the Spurs game, is the fact that Kerr has to come to a serious acknowledgement. Now, I know versus the Cavs, there was like times where it was really close. It was a competitive game. Yes, Steph isn't there. And had Steph been there, they probably would have won. But during that Spurs game, there was like a moment of truth at the very beginning of the game. And that moment of truth is Wemby is here, and he is here to stay. And it was just embarrassing to watch because Wemby was taking full advantage of the Warriors' lack of size, and it was just, wow. I was speechless that entire time. I was just laughing because the Warriors thought anything they threw at Wemby was going to change things, and it wasn't. Yes, I do acknowledge the Warriors beat them in back-to-back games at the beginning of the season, and I'm not going to lie, there was a little bit of luck involved, and Wemby didn't have the experience that he has now. And at this point, Coach Kerr has to come to terms with reality. If he is going to continue to be a coach in this league, he's got to ditch small ball completely. Like, it's over. Like, over in the same way when Vince Carter made that game-winning dunk, or not game-winning dunk, but dunk contest ceiling dunk to win the 2000 dunk contest in 2000. It's over. But he's got to acknowledge that if this Warriors team is going to be competitive. And looking back on it, you can't leave guys out there without a big man. Like looking at, I want to go back to this real quick because this was just, I believe they got it up to I believe it was like a 20-point lead or a 21-point lead at one point, and they just had complete control, especially at the beginning of the game. I mean, yeah, what was it? It was 14-3. What was it? Yeah, it was 21-9, like with 7 minutes in at the first quarter. And it was just, you can't do that. And the lineup, based on the lineups and how guys played, like the full box score, you got to understand, Wemby and Steph Castle are like Shaq and Kobe. And to stop Shaq, like during those early years, Shaq and Kobe were unbeatable. And looking at this, look, you have Draymond out there, you have all these guys, and you know what? Look, you have Guy Santos not playing. You had Gary Payton II not playing. Not even Al Horford or Kristaps Porzingis were playing that game, and I don't care. Like, you're injured, tough shit. Get your ass in the game. Like, you're not going to win this game against Wemby without that size. It's like, oh, they got to rest. Well, guess what? These games matter. So you know what? Suck it up, be a man, and get on the court. That is what you're paid millions of dollars to do. And this coddling that Kerr is doing to some of his players, it's like, enough is enough. Wemby is here. Wemby is here to stay. Wemby is basically Wilt Chamberlain with handles and a three-point shot and a good free throw percentage. To beat to get to the finals, you're going to have to get through Wemby. And like not having this size, and I get it's like, okay, it's a Murphy's Law season, but you have to do something about this. You cannot play small ball against guys like this. And enough is enough. And if Kerr continues to do that, he's got to go next season. I'm sorry. Like, enough is enough. Like, this acknowledgement, oh, we changed the game with small ball and Steph. Yeah, that was 10 years ago. Buddy, things change in 10 years. The league is not the same as it was 10 years ago. You got that extra cap. You got to sign Kevin Durant. Now's the time. You lost Kevin Durant. You got to figure out what to do next. And if Kerr can't accept the future, and the future is big, it's time to switch coaches after next season, because you know what? This Warriors team will be stuck in the past for a long time. And next thing you know, they will turn into the Sacramento Kings from 06 to 23. Nearly 20 years without a playoff experience, or even worse. They will turn into the Warriors that couldn't make a playoffs from 93 all the way to the We Believe team in 2007. And nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see that Warriors team again. So, Kerr, get with the program, get big, play Porzingis and post big minutes. Stop coddling them. Forget this injury management nonsense. It's the time to hustle is now, because if you don't hustle, you're going to get smoked in that play-in game. But again, bottom line is, with these back-to-back losses, the Warriors are in for a wild ride, and their mission is clear. They've got to win every single one of these last 5 games to at least have a chance at that 8th seed. These losses are piling up, and you know what? It kills any kind of momentum this team may have going into the play-ins, and it's just, they need to do something. Yes, this Steph coming back on Sunday is a big plus, but you know what? I don't know where this is going to go. But again, fact is, mission is clear, and if the Warriors don't accomplish this mission, it's about to be a very long offseason. Now, that's all we have today for Warriors Latest. As always, a big thanks to all you guys for tuning in, liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. As well as a big thanks to Underdog for sponsoring today's video. Again, don't forget to download the app today using this QR code, as well as promo code BasketballFan to score those $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5, and join in the fun with me. And if you have any thoughts on how the Warriors can fix their entire lineup going into this offseason, feel free to comment below, as I love hearing your ideas. And as always, go Dubs.